Algal blooms are a serious concern in the Great Lakes and elsewhere. Lester Graham of the Environment Report at Michigan Radio explains the cause of algal blooms and the dangers they pose.
It's often called blue-green algae or harmful algal blooms, but they're not really algae. It's a bacteria, cyanobacteria. And when this stuff blooms, as it deteriorates or rises to the top, it can sometimes pop and release toxins. Even though there's 20 years of research, we still don't know a lot about this. We're finding out there are several strains of these harmful algal blooms that have varying degrees of toxicity.
The scope and location of the algal blooms varies, but the biggest one is in Lake Erie.
The forecast each year tries to estimate how big the blooms will be, how extensive, how many square miles they'll cover. This year, they're rating this at a 3.6, which is much lower than usual. It's less than average, I should say. But there have been some that reach number 10, which is a really big area of algal blooms across the western basin of Lake Erie. I went out with some researchers who regularly sample the western basin of Lake Erie to see if there's any algal growth and see if there's any problems. And we were out during one of these routine trips around a large part of the western basin, and they found blooms this year very early, much earlier than they usually do.
The blooms are dangerous to humans and animals, and the toxins can become airborne.
We're also seeing it being aerosolized, and inhalation can be much more damaging to you than just ingesting them. For fishing charter boats and for people who are out there in the lake enjoying it, whether they're tubing or skiing or whatever, if you see the stuff and it looks like what's been described, green paint on the water, avoid it. Just don't play around with it because it is very serious.
Researchers who study the algal blooms are trying to determine how weather affects their growth.
It's really difficult to say exactly what climate change might do. We do know it's causing these much more intense rains, which flushes the nutrients into the western basin of Lake Erie. And we're seeing warmer days, which cause this algal bloom, this harmful algal bloom to grow. So between warmer days over time and a lot more of these intense rains, it's going to get worse unless we do something about decreasing the amount of fertilizers and other nutrients that are getting into the water.